Okay, so the purpose of this talk is to look at what's happening physiologically inside you when you're stressed in relation to then trying to parent, so then being around your children. And it's with the view to show you how mindfulness can then help you with that. So just to set the scene a little bit, it's morning and you're trying to get out the front door. It doesn't matter if you have one child, 3 children. It doesn't matter if it's with a young baby, children of different ages, or older children and teenagers. It can still sometimes feel like they're against you, or you've gone out to war just doing something that on the face of it seemed so simple. And then the exchanges that take place while this is all going on can often leave parents feeling really bad about how it went. You can end up beating yourself up because that's not how you want things to go, but it seems to be a pattern. It seems to be how things are. Things just seem to be stressful. So before we look at how mindfulness can help, I'd like to explain a little bit of the neuroscience. So what's going on inside you when this free-for-all is taking place. So first of all, there are 3 major emotional systems within you. One of them is the threat system, one of them is the achievement system, and the other is the soothing system. And as humans in the modern world we live in, we can get stuck in the threat system and in the achievement system. So we need all 3 of these systems. We need to go into our stress and threat system if there's genuine threat around. And we need to go into our achievement system or we would never get anywhere in life. So we need to. But the problem comes when we're stuck in them and we can't get ourselves back into the soothing system. So just a little description on each system for you. The threat system, when you're here, you are geared for war, I guess. You're in your fight or flight. You have stress hormones pumping around your body and you're ready to defend yourself. So whether that's with attack, fight, which doesn't mean necessarily physical fighting, it can mean with your words, shouting, when you're feeling irritable and you're barking orders or snapping or saying things that you kind of wish you didn't say afterwards. Or it can be more flight, so either removing yourself from the room because you've just had enough, or staying in the same room but ignoring or rejecting the demands of your children. So that's a form of flight, and you are doing all this to defend yourself. But as you can imagine, if this is the state of your nervous system, it's very difficult to then deal with anything extra. So even if your child's not necessarily being naughty, if they keep going on about something that's irrelevant, or you've asked them 3 times to do something and they haven't done it, or they've got the only clean shirt in the house, I don't know, full of breakfast or toothpaste, it can be anything. It can set you off like this. And again, leave you feeling like, I wish I hadn't said those things, I wish the morning hadn't gone that way, and really not very nice about it at all. Now, the achievement system in some ways is more subtle, because you would think in the achievement system that's a good thing, you're getting things done, that's a good thing, and it is. But again, it's very hard to leave any room for any extra demands when you're in this system, when you're stuck in this system. So to set the scene for this system, it's very goal orientated. So you might be getting ready for school or doing bedtimes, but actually in your mind, you're already thinking about the next task or the things you want to be doing. So your energy and your thoughts aren't very much in the moment. You're not very available for anything else to come in because your thoughts have stepped into the future, of what you want. So it's very goal orientated, and it may be that you're very busy in this mode, so you're actually doing 3 other jobs at the same time as putting your children to bed or trying to get out the front door. And in your mind it's great, yes, I've done this and I've done that. But then actually your little one comes along and, Mummy or Daddy, and it's like, what? Can't you see? Why would you get in the way of me trying to achieve these goals I'm trying to do? Can't you see I'm doing something? And it feels like, even though they've just called your name, it feels like, again, they're against you in your wanting to achieve your goals. So being stuck here, it's setting you up for a fall in a way, because it's not allowing that space to be there. So the soothing system, the hormone here is oxytocin, which is the cuddle hormone. So when you're in the soothing system, it doesn't mean you have to be lying in bed with no stresses, nothing to do going on. You can get things done from this system. When you're functioning, when your nervous system is in the soothing contentment mode, you feel calm within, so you can still get things done. You might feel more orderly, and there's a lot more space for other demands that in the other 2 systems there's just no room for. It's just going to set you off and put you into reaction mode. And actually, when you're in the soothing mode, that's when, if you think back to any of the lovely times you've spent with your children, you've probably been in that mode. You've probably been completely present, and they are very switched on to that. They know when you're completely in the room, fully with them. And you're able to give your full attention. And this is where closeness happens. When you're in this mode, you're open to closeness. And you're open to playfulness as well, and spontaneity. So I guess a lot more can happen when you're here. And also, you're in the moment. You're really, really in this moment. You're not trying to defend yourself, or you're not three steps on your to-do list ahead of yourself. So it's all very well me explaining these 3 emotional systems to you, but how do you get out? How do you get unstuck? How do you get into the soothing system when there's all this stress going on around you? Well, the answer is quite ironic, because the answer lies in getting into your soothing contentment space. You can kind of hitch a ride there with compassion or gratitude. But compassion for someone else or gratitude for something, that seems like you're giving to others. And yes, you are. But actually, if you practice gratitude and compassion, you'll notice, if you're paying attention, how that does calm you. So although you're doing something for someone else, it's actually benefiting you, because you're coming into a system that you're able to function much better from, and is far more pleasant for you. And then because you're in this system, it then benefits the others again, because you're more available, and it creates this upward spiral. So being in the other 2 modes creates this downward spiral, as we know, because we keep repeating these patterns. So how does mindfulness help? Well, in my mindfulness sessions, I talk about some more teaching points to do with mindfulness, and we share. People who wish to can share their experiences, because sharing helps you to feel like you're not the villain. It's yes, you're responsible for the way you act, but you shouldn't judge yourself for what's happening. There's a reason, but there is something you can do. So it's very empowering. It's showing you that actually this goes on in other households, and there's a reason for it, and there's a way that we can take the judgment out of it to create the space to make the changes that we want to make. There are also 2 or 3 very useful meditations in my mindfulness session to help cultivate compassion and gratitude. So to help you to see how you can cultivate these states of mind to bring yourself back into the soothing contentment nervous system. And we also start looking at feelings when they're small. So we all know big feelings. We know they're there. We know when we're really angry or really excited or we're really scared because they're big. But often when we don't notice our feelings until they're big, they're already so big that we are already going to just react to them without much conscious here and now choice going on. So when I lead this meditation, it's with the view to get you really noticing the smaller ones. So when they're in the infant stages of irritability or stress or impatience or anger, so that you can think, okay, this is here. What do I need to do? So it's creating space again to help you make a conscious decision before you're enveloped in irritability. So I think I've covered everything I want to cover in this talk. Other than I'm aware I missed out in the achievement mode. If you're interested, the hormone associated with this, the hormone that you're chasing in this mode is dopamine. So each emotional system is releasing different hormones within your body. But really the main point I want you to go away from after this talk is that there is a reason why you keep snapping. You're not, it doesn't make you a bad parent, and there is something you can do. I hope you feel better after this talk. Thank you for listening.